right, sing something about 1st and 2nd Samuel.
Ha! I thought you'd never ask.
Oh, gather round, kids, and hear me sing all about Israel's godly king. See what good this guy can bring in the books of 1st and 2nd Samuel. Israel is a nasty mess. Just read Judges and get depressed. A king could help them pass the test in the books of 1st and 2nd Samuel. That's the books of 1st and 2nd Samuel.
Israel had a new enemy in town, the meanest bunch of fellas they'd ever seen. They were called the Philistines.
Oh, the Philistines were big and mean and tall and strong and hairy. The toughest dudes you ever seen. To Israel they looked scary. So they said to Samuel, here's the thing, it's time for us to have a king with crown and robe and fancy ring, riding high upon the saddle. He'll lead us into battle.
Clive, where'd the Philistines come from?
Ian, the slide, please.
Righto.
Ian, it's upside down.
Sorry.
Right. The Philistines were a group of people who arrived in Canaan from the sea around 1100 BC. Archaeologists today believe they came from the island of Crete. They were tough, aggressive, and good at making weapons from iron, which was new at the time. They gave the Israelites lots of trouble.
Couldn't God handle the Philistines?
Of course he could. God promised to help Israel with all their enemies if they would trust him and follow his directions.
Which they did not.
So God gave them what they were asking for. He had Samuel pick a guy named Saul, who was really tall and really impressive, and he became Israel's king.
So Samuel went and crowned a king, a feller named Saul. His royal look was just the thing, and man, that guy was tall. His arms were strong, his hair was thick. He whooped the Philistines right quick. King Saul, they cried, is mighty slick. We're glad that he succeeded. A king is what we needed.
Well, that doesn't sound so bad.
Nope, that worked out pretty well. At first it did, but then they bumped into an issue.
King Saul wasn't always good at doing what God asked him to do. Sometimes Samuel would tell him what God wanted him to do, and he would do the exact opposite. Saul was a big, strong, brave guy, but when it came to following God, he was a failure. Saul said, "Look at all the impressive things I've done, the battles I've won, all the sheep and cattle I've captured from our enemies." But Saul had forgotten that God doesn't want us to be impressive. He wants us to be obedient. He doesn't want to hear excuses. He wants us to listen to his voice and do what he says. Since Saul hadn't done that, the crown couldn't stay in his family. God was going to find a new king for Israel, a man who would do whatever God asked, no matter what. A man after God's own heart.
Oh, Saul, 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 you sure look like a king. You're tall, tall, tall with the robe and the ring. But you'll fall, 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 'cause you're missing one thing. You can't serve God halfway. To follow him, you've got to